Hello everybody and welcome to episode 5 of The Weird Man, coming from downtown Riverside, California. Over the first 4 episodes I have described the illusion that is our perception of the world and even ourselves. It's not so much that the world we perceive is not real, but rather that our access to it is indirect and partial. If you are coming in at this session, I'd recommend you go back to session number 1 through to 4 and catch up on those 4 previous sessions that provide a more detailed discussion about this. At best, all I can say is that the world that I experience is a vivid rendering of a slice of reality in a way that feels consistent over time. Now, the weird man works in the lived experience, or phenomenological model of inquiry. This is an inquiry of just looking at our raw experience of the world, everyone else, and ourselves. And we use language in a way that attempts to state the experience. We can see that when our attention is on something, it shows up and everything else disappears. When our attention is on ourselves, something we call I is there. When our attention is out here with something else, I disappears and that something else is out here where we now seem to be, out here. You can try this for yourself. In this way we can say that the world is a showing. I spoke about how our experience of the world, the showing, is a function of motion. Motion works in time and provides us a sense of time, an experience that most people will have realised is not consistent from day to day, action to action. Of course, we do not have an experience of stillness or motionlessness. In time, we have an experience of development and decay, a flourishing of motion, and then a softening and decline, until eventually we become motionless. Of the motionless, we realise that their rendering of reality as a contribution to our experience of the world has ceased. Can we say any more about the dead, really? Can we actually say about the motionless that the structures that rendered and contributed to our experience of the world as some vividness from an unknowableness, an inaccessibleness that is reality, have now dissipated? That something meaningful has been destroyed. Really? Can we really say that? It's been destroyed. Now, a word of caution. Because our capacity for rendering a world from reality is a linguistically performance-enhanced, creative, meaning-making genius, there is a natural tendency to put what I am saying here under the cookie cutter with which you do some of your vivid rendering. Don't do that. I'm not saying all those other things that you think I'm saying or implying. Just stay with what I am saying. The access to you being extraordinary, you being fully human, you being a mature human, you being a leader in your community and the world lives in 4 things. The first one, being with the raw experience of the jumpiness of the showing of the world. The second one, the acknowledgement of the limited access this gives us to all of it, limited. An acceptance of the likelihood that reality is bigger than our meaning-making languages, and that our own showing up as a capacity for rendering something we call our world is generated from a bigger reality. And 5, there is a possibility for access to the bigger reality in any contribution to rendering the showing that we call the world. So my next statement is an extrapolation that I am making from my own small access to the world and a view of the great leaders of the world, whether the great educators like Moses, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad and Baha'u'llah, or the tyrants like Alexander, Genghis Khan, Charlemagne, European colonialists, the religious proselytizers, Stalin, Hitler, Mao Zedong, Pol Pot, or the modern champions of the world like Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, and Nelson Mandela. To the lesser or greater access you have these four things, that you are being that they are your reality, is the lesser or greater your leadership is in the world. You might need a while to process this. You might need to watch this a few times over to get it. Take your time. I've been looking at the phenomena of the world and the human self for a few decades now. It is not something you are going to come to easily. Your best effort is going to be in not trying to put it through your cookie cutter. Relax with it. Let it sink in like the soft, warm sun on a clear winter's day. Bye for now.